people. This living tradition has continued for over 2,600 years. And the second part of today's session, we will explore the Ovadapatimokkha. It is a concise summary of Buddhism's core ethical principles, traditionally recited on Magha Day and often regarded as the heart of the Buddha's message. And today we are once again honored to welcome Venerable Pisit Jittasutdho with a bachelor degree from the United States and nearly 2 decades of experience teaching to students from over 30 countries around the world. His approach bridges traditional Buddhist teachings and contemporary life. He is currently a meditation and Dharma teacher at Dhammagaya Temple in London, United Kingdom. And with deep respect and gratitude, please welcome Venerable Pisit Jittasutdho. เอาภาพท่านขึ้นมา May I invite all the lay students and participants to offer our respect to the teaching monk. Bow, bow, bow. กราบอาราธนาพระอาจารย์บูชาพระรัตนตรัยครับ
Good evening, everyone. Let us pay homage to the Triple Chant together. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Sawakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Saṅkho Saṅghang Namami Antamayang Buddhassa Bhagavato Uppapakanamakaraṅ Karomase Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. May I pay respect to the Venerable who has more vasa than me and those who are my colleagues as well as those who are having less vasa than me. Please allow me to show and display this knowledge today in about requesting 5 precepts and 8 precepts as well as Ovadapatimokkha. All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome once again to our sessions in regard of translations of Buddhist chanting. And today we will cover over requesting 5 precepts, 8 precepts, and Ovadapatimokkha. I also just want to say that these probably looking at your face and the name people who are joining me at this time, I would say you are already veteran Buddhism and you probably know cover over this already. But well, consider this as a review. This could help you to get yourself over about learning something that you have already know. But maybe you could be finding the benefit of learning the Dhamma twice or more than 2 times in order to get yourself familiar and learn something that you never heard before. As such, let us go to, it's quite excited today because this is something that I have not taught before. Thus, quite excited to do something like this. Now, let's go to our topic for tonight's session, requesting 5 precepts and 8 precepts, and as well as Ovadapatimokkha. Since we covered 3 things today, thus our time is quite limited. I will try my best in order to cover all the session in the time limit that I have. Let's go to our topic for tonight. First, I'd like to start with the requesting 5 and 8 precept first. This is something that you probably have already practiced and learned, but sometimes when you're chanting this Pali, you may be wondering or have questions. What am I saying? Why don't I just say my own language? Well, it's a custom and culture and tradition that's been practiced. That's something that we should not overlook, because there is something about it that making us kind of like, should follow. And why? Well, let's find that out. First, requesting of the precepts or sila. Why should we do this? Can we just go ahead and just, okay, I am practice 5 precepts today, or today is full moon, I'm gonna do 8 precepts. Can you just do this? In fact, you can. But the thing is, sometimes when it is too easy, sometimes you might be easily forget. That's requesting 5 precepts. It should be, I would say it should, because it helps reminding you not to forget that you have to make an oath or making yourself a declaration or something of commitment in order to practice, not just waking up in the morning, go to work and, I'll practice 5 precepts. Sometimes you may be kind of like forget. And if one make having a commitment and his mind or her mind having this kind of reminding, aware of the precept at all time, they will less likely to make mistake and be more of the focus and aware not to making any mistake or offense against the precept that they make a commitment on. So that's requesting the 5 or 8 precepts or Pancha Sila or Atta Sila is the way to formally undertake the moral code that serve as a mental anchor and guide for daily life. In our daily life, if we just wake up in the morning, go to work, can we count this as observe or holding this precept into our mind? It may not, because sometimes we might forget, like I mentioned earlier. Thus, it has to be formally. It helps one's remind. But if you don't have any monks inside, next to your door, or you don't meet them in the morning, you can do so with your commitment. It is easier if you don't have such. But if you have, it is better because you remember more. Also, the 5 precepts, these are the fundamental ethical standard for all Buddhists. In other words, when it says standard, if you are a Buddhist, it's more like expecting that you are having this into your practice of your daily life. And this standard, if one practicing it, one can be proud and announce to everyone that I am Buddhist, because these Buddhists practice these 5. And that is why it is better for one to announce formal. But if you can, make sure it is in your mind, because sometimes it may be forget. Even better training for one's mind quality, aside from the 5, the 8 precepts representing a higher level of discipline. If one can do so, it is even more better quality of the mind, especially enhanced for one's meditation experience. When you are doing something like this regularly, it will become part of your life and become a habit. In fact, if one wants to be born as a human again, it is better to have this as a quality. And also, it is a bottom line. If want to be human, 5 precepts must be at least full. If not, it may be not fully human. You can call like that, because it is a standard for all human beings. For example, the precepts, it is a moral guideline to live a wholesome life. If one doesn't have or lacks just any one of these, it is most likely he would not be a complete human. What do you mean I'm human? I'm already born. The thing is, on the outside, one may look like human, But on the inside, the way one think, speak, or act may not be like a complete human. For example, if a person thinking of killing, harming other beings all the time, his mind is full of violence. As such, all of his thinking, speaking, and doing are involved with violence. And that's not the normal human would do. Imagine, would a human being think of killing others being all the time? Of course not. But when it is in different time, like for example, when we are going at war, we will try to think. One would try to think of hurting or killing the other side. That is not something normally a peaceful being would do, right? And that is why right now, if we are thinking of the war and things like that all the time, our mind will begin having less quality. As such, we will not be a complete human. We will think like an animal. Therefore, it is better to observe and not to involve it, whether it is thinking, speaking, or acting. By undertaking these precepts is a way to purify one's mind as well. In both, not in all speech, mind, and action. These are something that do not take lightly, because if one want to be human again, these are the quality or the bottom line to practice. But if one don't really care, well, be my guest. But the thing is, the consequence is quite severe and it's quite long. Therefore, be very considerate and careful. What about 5 precepts? What are they? That's so important. We already know, but it is best to go over. I will get to the point of chanting in a few moments after this. The 5 precepts of Pancha Sila in Pali are: number 1, abstain from killing any living being. In English, killing alone may not be enough. It should be involved with something like this too, like harming, bullying other being. Because killing, it may be quite short and simple, but if harming other being too, it will be involved with more of the violence. But this is short, but it's involved with that too, harming or bullying. Okay. Number 2, abstention or abstain from stealing. In fact, they use what is called taking what is not given, but make it more easier for English audience. So whatever it is does not belong to you or have someone owning it, better not touch or stay away from it. Number 3, abstention from sexual misconduct. This for adults is quite easy to explain. But to the children, when I teach to the school students, when they come visit the temple, it's not simple. Because one time when I mentioned this sexual misconduct, they went to ask their parents, and their parents went to ask the teacher, and it's come back to the temple. So we have to avoid that kind of words to the children. This is something, if you are ever consulting or confronting with such student, if they ask about the 3rd precept, just say having a warm family home. That would all, good family, something like that. Okay. Number 4, abstain from false speech or telling lies. Telling lies something when sometimes it is not enough. Using false speech is sometimes it need to be more clear. False speech involved with words that hurt one's feeling or trust. Whether it's telling lies, gossiping, slandering, or impolite words like cursing, these are involved with false speech. So make sure if one asks or when you practice, involved with this. Because when one say, I am come to the temple, I observe 5 precepts, but when they act, they may not cover this. Sometimes they use impolite word or use some word that hurt other people's feeling. It is something may not be against the precept, but it doesn't endearing. So when one doesn't do or speak endearing, people tend to stay away or kind of losing respect. So this is something that one should be considered when you're taking 5 precepts into account. Number 5, abstain from intoxicants that cause heedlessness. In other words, using any kind of intoxicant that harms one's body and consciousness or awareness. It is something to be avoided or abstain from. Because these, if we want to enhance our mind through the practice of meditation, health is very important. If we are not taking care of our own body well, it will result in training the mind later as well. And this also involves with our awareness, our consciousness. If we are losing them all, we will not be able to uphold the other precepts. Thus, these are very important. Thus, the 5 precepts are the bottom line once you take. However, as for the 8th precept itself, is enhance the quality of mind, not to indulge in sexual pleasure, and enhance the meditation experience. Because if you're looking at these precepts from what's changing, you will see now as I'm about to explain. For the first precepts, second precepts, the 4th and the 5th are the same as the 5. But number 3, as I had highlighted, abstain from sexual conduct. In other words, not involve one even by thinking or speaking or acting into sexual engage in any sexual conduct. These are very, very involved with sensual pleasure. So imagine if one's practiced meditation and having one's mind indulge in sexual pleasure, it will causing difficulty to focus. Thus, to cut that kind of distraction from one's mind and enhance meditation experience. Number 3 is changing from, sexual misconduct into sexual conduct then. Okay. But further for number 7 and 8, 6, 7, and 8, these are really involved with meditation or training the mind. Number 6, abstaining from eating afternoon. Eating, not afternoon, after noon. That means after 12 o'clock or when the sun are moving from the center of the day, we stop eating. Why? When one practice meditation, our body are using less energy because we less likely, we have less movement, and we don't really do much movement or exercise. I can do exercise. Yes, you can. But if you are hungry, you can drink something or take something that supplemental. But remember, there are rules on that. So anything that involved with eating, maybe abstain. But drinking could be as a yielding or substitute for that. What about number 7? Abstain from entertainment, singing, dancing, and adornments. Any kind of luxuries or entertainment, like dancing, singing, watching, or any kind of those that making our seeing sensual, our sense, whether by seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, or touching, we don't engage involved in those because it is more directly affect to the mind. Oh, if you ever listen to the music, the rhythm of the song that one like, imagine when you just listen to quite well, and when you come to meditate, that music or rhythm still ring in one's mind, right? Just like that, everyone. That is why try to avoid, and we stay away from it for a long time. It may not be hindrance too much. And number 8, this one, abstain from luxurious or high beds and seats. When it's soft and fluffy on while you sleep or sit, one would not want to, move, making one more lazy. This is why this one been added to the 8 precepts. If the bed is so good, so fluffy and, so comfortable to sleep up on, it's good at night. But when in the morning, one may not be easily waking up or, try to get yourself to get out of the bed. It will be more difficult. Therefore, one would be more lazy with one having luxurious bed or high seat. In fact, this also involved with sexual engagement. Thus, this is something to be avoided. And thus, 8 precept has been practiced. That is why it's enhanced the quality of mind and meditation experience. And so, by taking precept in oneself, the thing is, if you don't have monk or the temple nearby, in case if you are alone, you can make your own undertake precept personally. But make it more formal will help you more remember and remind yourself easier. But if you don't don't worry, it doesn't cost a dime. The thing is that what you can do with it is make your commitment by these following steps as a formal way. But if you are in a rush, can you do it less? Yes. All you have to do is remind yourself, today I will not kill, I will not steal, I will not engage in sexual misconduct or any of those further. Depend on how rush, how fast you want. But this is a formal way. It's like this. First, you pay homage to the triple gem. Then you chant the preliminary homage. Then recite the three refuge or tisarana. Then chanting the precept as follows. Here. Ma yang pante visung rakanataya tisaranena saha panca silani yajama. Then tutiyampi and tatiyampi for the second and the third time. It's translated like this. Venerable Sir, we request the 5 precepts together with the triple gem for the purpose of our personal practice. These are the requesting as normally one speaking before uphold the precepts. If one don't have the monk nearby or living far away from the temple, you can use your own Buddha statue. If you don't have a Buddha statue at house and in your home, you can use your amulet. I believe most of you are watching here at the moment probably has one of the Buddha amulets or monk amulet in there, whether it's Great Master, Luang Pu Wat Pak Nam, or the Buddha. Either way, you can use that as a representative for those who are witness your commitment to uphold the precept. It is better to do in the morning before you leave the house. So that day you will remind yourself that you are observing 5 precepts. And then reciting the 3 refuge, it will go like this. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Have you ever wondered what does it mean? Me too, for a long time, until I studied. I was like, oh, it's just so simple. It said, translate like this. Homage to the blessed one, the worthy one, the rightly self-awakened one. In other words, paying homage to the Buddha. And that's 3 times. That's why. Okay. Then, Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang karamang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami. This is in, more of Indian style. Anyway, it's translated like this. I seek refuge in the Lord Buddha. I seek refuge in the Dhamma, and I seek refuge in Sangha. Just want to remind for those who are not used to the term refuge. Refuge in here is something when you are holding up on, can be your reliance when you are in trouble. And it will not leave you. To be explaining a little bit in regard of taking a refuge to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. These are not just like, oh, I make commitment, I take refuge on Buddha. It's not like that. Most of the Buddhist practice are involved with one's action. Buddha as our teachers and example. Dhamma, his teaching. Sangha is his disciple who is also teaching learning the teacher and become the witness of the Buddha teaching that it is true and one practice will become success and find peace as the way it is. Therefore, having this as a refuge when one doing something like observe 5 precept, 8 precept, doing something good as a refuge, it will be your refuge in there. And so having this as an example, you are walking on the path of the way that they show to us. This will surely make one become truly finding peace and happiness after life and everywhere they go. If sometime we are finding trouble, do not blame on bad luck. The thing is, sometimes our bad karma will following up on us. But if we firm believe and practice on this refuge, our good deeds will surely helping us or lessen the effect of the bad karma. But if there's nothing effect in our life, that's surely that our good action has protecting us, and therefore keep practice and maintain doing only good deeds. And Dutiyampi and Tatiyampi, I will go very quick because it's the same. And so after this Tisarana, the monk would give this Tisarana Kamanang Nititang, which is mean this is the end of the threefold refuge. The layperson, as you or those who are observe precept, you say Ama Pante, which means yes, sir, like that. And then the monk will give the precepts. You can follow, so repeating after what the monk said. Panatipata Veramani Sikka Padang Samadhiyami, which means I vow to undertake the training of refraining from killing living being. And yes, you can guess what next. Adina Dana Veramani Sikka Padang Samadhiyami. I vow to undertake the training of refraining from taking which is not given. That which is not given. Third one. Kame Sumichachara Veramani Sikka Padang Samadhiyami. I vow to undertake the training of refraining from sexual misconduct. Fourth one. Musawada Veramani Sikka Padang Samadhiyami. I vow to undertake the training of refraining from telling lies or using false speech. And the last one. Sura, quite long though. Sura Meraya Macha Pamadatana Veramani Sikha Padang Samadhiyami. I vow to undertake the training of refraining from consuming alcohol substance or substance that lead to recklessness, whichever way that harm our body and consciousness, we would avoid. These are the 5 precepts we follow. And then after this, the monk will give the conclusion of the chanting. Imani Pancha Sikha Padani, these 5 precepts, Silena Sukati Yanti, their practice bring happiness. Silena Boga Sampata, their practice bring wealth. How can it bring wealth? Well, wealth in here doesn't mean just the wealth that you gain, Wealth in here is, aside from wealth, kind of like friendship, things that bring yourself aside from happiness. All of these are things that meaning in wealth. And that practice lead to nirvana. Silena Diputing Yanti, that practice lead to nirvana. In other words, when you want to enter or attain nirvana, without precept is impossible, as the name implies. Silena Diputing Yanti, which means that practice lead to nirvana, as the name implies in here. So if you want to attain nirvana, remember, observe precepts. Tasama silang viso ye, which means therefore it is beneficial for anyone to fully observe the precept. And then you say sadhu, accept or well said. And that is totally conclude of one's observe 5 precepts. Here a little bit of change about the 8 precepts if one want to practice. Ma yang pante here. Visung rakkanataya, these are the same as the first. Te sarane nasaha. Then this one that I want to highlight is atta stilaniya jama. And that is mean 8. So observe 8 precepts here as a translation. Venerable Sir, we request the 8 precepts together with the triple gem for the purpose of our personal practice. I think it's quite similar, just change the term. Pancha to atta. Okay? And then I will skip because it's quite the same. Let's go to the 8 precept of what does it mean in here. Oh, I forgot to highlight the Pali one. Sorry, it's my mistake. This is the third one. Brahmacharya Veramani Sikha Padang Samadhiyami. I vow to undertake the training of completely refraining from all sexual conduct. As you can see here, whether it's by kissing, touching, any of those are not to be engaged with. And number 6, Vikala Bojana Veramani Sikha Padang Samadhiyami. I vow to undertake the training of refraining from eating a meal at the inappropriate time. At the time inappropriate is when the sun rises at noon. That means afternoon cannot eat any longer. In here, after midday. Okay. This one is quite long, so follow me slowly. Otherwise, you're going to lose the track. นัจจะกีตะวาทิตะวิสุกทัสสนามาลาคันทะวิเลปนะธารณะบันดนะวิปูสนัตฐานาเวระมณีสิกขาปะดังสมาธิยามิ which mean I vow to undertake the training of refraining from dancing, singing, or playing romantic music, or attending entertainment, wearing perfume, cosmetics, or flowers garland. This is number 7 and the last one. Ujjasayana Mahasayana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. I vow to undertake the training of refraining from sleeping on a high or large luxurious bed. And these are the chanting or words of requesting precept from the Buddhist monk or by yourself. But all in all, remember this part. When you practice the 8 precepts, let me finish here. I forgot that part. I will get to that in a few moments. Imani atta sikha patani. These 8 precepts, silena sukatinyanti, they're the same thing. In other words, it brings well happiness and nibbana. So it's beneficial to practice fully observe the 8 precepts. In other words, if you request a precept, remember to practice it too. Because most of the time, many people who don't really kind of like giving much thought, when they go to temple, they observe precept in the morning, in the afternoon, they drinking or socialize already. They forget about everything that they have said. So that's these precepts that been practicing or observing will not be strong or doesn't take any effect. But if one really make commitment as such, one will be more, number one, mindful. If I driving, if I walking, will I break any precept? You can be aware. We're not stepping on ants or do anything that would harm any other being. When you can speak to someone, be more considerate. What I am saying, is it the truth? Will it be benefit to the other? Will they, will it be the right time to say this? Something like this. You will be more aware and more kind of like observing this commitment to yourself. And when you practice meditation, those things that you have never make mistake, it will not come to haunt you or disturb or distract your meditation at all. That is the benefit to enhance the meditation. So that's practicing these precepts by undertaking or making a commitment or requesting the precept is just only the beginning. But maintaining purity requires consistent mindful and training. In other words, be aware of your sila or precept at all times. Thus, the goal to live a life of wisdom, virtue, and compassion will only be achieved by observing and be mindful of it at all times. And as you practice, yes, it will and also enhance the meditation experience in no time. And thus, this conclude about the part of requesting 5 and 8 precepts as a translation. Remember, observing it, make sure you practice it. If you don't practice it, you will most likely to be having a chance of offending the precept. And when it has been offended, would it be affect our life? Well, one thing for sure, 5 precepts, if it break or being offended by just 1 or 2, it just still 5. But if it 8 precept, if offend any of these, you have to start over. So that they, kind of like miscount. So be careful because 8 precepts are more of training the mind, but 5 precepts more of living a life. Okay. Now we will continue to, is there any more? No, nothing more than that. Okay. We will continue to the translation of Ovadapatimokkha then. Just a moment. All right. Now we'll come to the moral code of Buddhism or Ovadapatimokkha. In this one, I will go by the verse when we do the chanting. And after this finished, which we have about 15 minutes after this, we will do listening of the chanting together. Okay. Ovadapatimokkha is the heart of Buddhism, where the Buddha given its teachings to 1,250 monks on Maka Puja Day, and it is as a heart of Buddhism or a core of teaching of the Lord Buddha, which representing the essence of Buddhism itself. What it is then, here in Pali translation. Oh, before I get to that, forgot that part. The three main sections that involved in this Ovadapatimokkha are these three. Number one, the ideal of Buddhism itself, the core principle of Buddhism, and the methods or qualities of those who propagate Buddhism. These are what the Buddha had been taught to his fellow monks, the disciple. And remember, all of these 1,250 monks that the Buddha taught to them, they are perfect or enlightened one. Just one time they know what need to do, what need to be done. Unlike us, we need to be reminded and study many times. So what did the Buddha taught on here? The idea of Buddhism, this section comprised of these three elements. Here, the Buddha taught in here, Kanti paramang tapoti tikha. Patience is the supreme austerity. Everything for once in order to achieve. The bottom line or the basic foundation must building from Kanti or patience. Thus, if you want to be attain nirvana without patience, one cannot achieve. So first to do, before one do anything, patience first. Whether you're going to teach Buddhism, do anything, practice of meditation, all require patience. Observe precept too. For example, 8 precept, you want to observe 8 precept, but it's afternoon already and you found some ice cream that you like, or found some food that you like. Ooh, it's quite difficult, right? That patience is something that we need to honing up on. Number 2, Nippanang paramang vatanti puttha. The Buddha declared Nibbana to be the highest place. In other words, this is the goal in Buddhism. Practice, study under the Buddha's teaching, one heading to Nibbana, because it is the supreme bliss that one can attain. Thus, this is the second idea in Buddhism, aside from patience. And third one, Nahi papachito pa rupakati samano hoti palang vihetayanto. One who harms or kills others is not a true renunciant. In other words, is involved with those who are becoming a monk. This, remember, he taught to the monk at the first, at this Maka Puja. None of them are lay person. They are Buddhist monks who are perfectly enlightened. Thus, the Buddha said, if any monk who kill or harm other being, he is not worthy of become or being a monk. Thus, this is the third idea, aside from being patient, having goal of nirvana, and never harm any being. So these can get rid of those. I got questioned all the time to these local people when I live in London. Whenever I go, they asking me, Are you Chinese monk? Are you doing Kung Fu? Always asking me this question. I always say it's no. Because one who harm or kill other is not a true renunciant. You can practice, but you don't harm other. Remember that part. And so, moving on to the second one, the core principle of Buddhism, aside from the ideal, these serve as a guiding principles in deciding whether or not to take action, comprising of 3 key components. Simple, but straight to the point. Here. Sappapa passa akaranang, never do any evil, avoid the bad, like the song in, the law of karma that our temple used to play, right? The law of karma, avoid the bad, do only good. And this is the core principle. Avoid all any evil or never do any evil. Why? Because it will come back to you. That you want to go to nirvana, you have to be pure in both conduct, both body, speech, and mind. Or body, speech, and mind, not both, my bad. That's avoid any evil. Second one, kusala Kusala supa sampatha, perfect wholesome action, do only good. Make it perfect, do only good. So that way you can achieve nirvana easier and faster. If one still think, speak, or act with evil mixing it, still not yet. It has to be perfect wholesome action. Only then one can achieve with this. Okay. And for the third one, Satchita Pariyothapanang, purify one's mind. Yes, avoid the bad, do only good. So when you purify your mind, you can be achieve nirvana. Etang Buddha Jasasanan. These are the teachings of all Buddha. In other words, no matter which Buddha one may meet, these are the teachings of every Buddha. So not only our Buddha teach like this. Every Buddha said this. Thus, avoid the bad, do only good, purify the mind. And that is the core principle of all Buddhism. Make it short and simple. But remember, he taught to the perfect monk. Perfect monk in mean here, enlightened monk. If said, do only good, avoid the bad, do only good, and purify one's mind. It's simple, but to us. So what is bad? What is good? Can you clarify how to purify the minds? Then we have to be to avoid the bad. Remember, bottom line, observe precepts. To purify the mind, observe 8 precepts. Do only good. Don't to go any against of these precepts and keep doing only good conduct. And what good conduct? Generosity, observe precept, meditation. It is more. You can have plenty to be explained, but those are very wise. That's just only 3 lines. They understand and perfectly right away. But for us, yes, we need some time, right, everyone? Next, coming to the last part of Ovadapatimokkha, the methods or the qualities of a Buddhist propagator. These are not only just the monk, but at the time the Buddha taught to the monk. But these can also apply to those lay person too, who are going to be propagate Buddhism to others. Number 1, this one involved with the first thing that the Buddha keep important. Anupavato, not speak ill of others. Got no gossiping, no backslapping, no slandering, nothing. Make sure never speak ill of others, no matter if you disagree or not. Not speaking ill of others, and according to the Buddha, he never speak ill of any other. Just the truth at the right time with kindness and good purpose. Thus, when you're gonna propagate Buddhism, remember, never act of speaking ill of others. Number 2, Anupakato, which means not harming others. Aside from saying bad to others or about others, never hurt or harm others. This is how one should act when one preach to propagate Buddhism onto others. Number 3, this one needs a bit clarified, but since they are enlightened ones that they learn from the Buddha, these don't have to be much clarified, but for us we need. Patimokha sampavaro, restraint according to the Patimokha. In other words, monk has precepts that monks should follow. So always follow that precepts, never break any of that. It is something that need to be. But what about us lay person? Well, 5 precepts at least, it is something that can help you to propagate Buddhism and you will gain more respect on there. If you perfect it and everyone accepting that you have accepted 5 precepts. But restraint through these Patimokha is to avoid prohibited action, just as instructed by the Buddha. Like sense restraint, guarding the sense from attachment of sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. Right livelihood not involve earning a living by, killing animals, selling drugs, alcohol, weapons, all kind of those that making one suffer or others suffer. And moderation in requisites, whether you receive anything from others, make sure it should be moderate, not too much and not too less, because otherwise it might disturb the one who you're asking for. Thus, without patience, one cannot uphold this purity in precepts. And this is something that involved with the mentioned quality. The fourth one, Mattanyuta cha pattasaming. Knowing moderation in consumption of food. When the Buddha went for alms round, when he have enough, he will cover his lids. Just like every other monk, when they have enough, they will cover the lids. Same thing. If you know this is enough for you, don't take too much. Otherwise, it's gonna be more burden. And other people who coming after, when they walk for arm round, will have less chance to eat too. So be more considerate and be moderate in consumption of food. This is the fourth quality. The fifth one, Panta Sayana Sanang, dwell in the secluded place. In other words, when you are practiced or you're gonna teach other Buddhism, propagate this religion, leave yourself in a place that is peaceful and quiet so you can train yourself along the way too. Not live your life in a place that is involved with, not peaceful. Otherwise, you could not find yourself to meditate and practice. And number 6, Atichitte ja ayoko etang uttana sasananti. Diligent effort in higher mind training or meditation. Always keep practice of meditation. And these are the teachings of all the Buddhas. And so everyone, these are the Ovadapatimokkha that we are chanting. And I hope now you get yourself understand of what did you say when you do the chanting in the morning. And so I hope you can find yourself that these Ovadapatimokkha can be as a foundation for you to practice Buddhist conduct and teaching others. And so, does it require that you have to be Buddhism? No, because these are just something that anyone can practice. And I am sure if you have different beliefs, you still can practice this because it's nothing go against of anyone's by harming other being or making other people suffer. In fact, you can even find yourself be more love, respect, and peaceful toward one another even more. And that's everyone. This will conclude to our topic for today's session. And I hope you can find yourself a way of practice this somehow, not just learning from me today. And don't forget to go practice it by yourself. So from now on, tomorrow starting, observe precept by yourself before you leave the house. And that's everyone. I would like to take opportunity for this time to turn on the video chanting as an example of how one requests 5, 8 precepts and Ovadapatimokkha. Oh, by the way, yesterday there was a mistake or technical issue, so the video doesn't show properly about in the Pahung's chanting. But today I hope they make it correct. So then I would like to put back to our screen of chanting video chanting at this time. It's ending 2 minutes a little bit earlier. Hope you don't mind. เปิดวิดีโอได้เลยจ้า
Requesting the 5 precepts. Introduction to requesting the 5 precepts. According to the wise, the keeping of precepts is the precursor, the foundation, and the origin of all goodness. It is the chief amongst virtues. Keeping one's precepts pure protects one from succumbing to all evil behaviors, bring joyfulness of mind, and is a safe harbor upon which one can rest from the ocean of nirvana. Thus, without further ado, all are now invited to proclaim the verses for requesting the 5 precepts together.
มะยังพันเตวิสุงรักขณัฏฐายะ
Requesting the 5 precepts. Introduction to requesting the 5 precepts. According to the wise, The keeping of precepts is the
Requesting the five precepts. Introduction to requesting the five precepts. According to the wise,
Requesting the five precepts. Introduction to requesting the five precepts. The foundation and the origin of all goodness. It is the chief amongst the virtues. Keeping one's precepts pure protects one from succumbing to all evil behaviors, brings joyfulness of mind, and is a safe harbor upon which one can rest from the ocean of nirvana. Thus, without further ado, all are now invited to proclaim the verses for requesting the five precepts together.
มะยังพันเตวิสุงรักขณัฏฐายะติสารเนนะสหปัญจศีลานิยาจามะทุติยามปิมะยังพันเตวิสุงรักขณัฏฐายะติสารเนนะสหปัญจศีลานิยาจามะตติยามปิมะยังพันเตวิสุงรักขณัฏฐายะติสารเนนะสหปัญจศีลานิยาจามะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะพุทธังสรณังคัจฉามิพุทธังสรณังคัจฉามิ
I seek refuge in the Lord Buddha.
ธัมมังสรณังคัจฉามิธัมมังสรณังคัจฉามิ
I seek refuge in the Dharma.
สังฆังสรณังคัจฉามิสังฆังสรณังคัจฉามิ
I seek refuge in the Sangha.
ทุติยามปิพุทธังสรณังคัจฉามิทุติยามปิพุทธังสรณังคัจฉามิ
For the second time, I seek refuge in the Lord Buddha.
ทุติยามปิธัมมังสรณังคัจฉามิทุติยามปิธัมมังสรณังคัจฉามิ
For the second time, I seek refuge in the Dharma.
ทุติยามปิสังฆังสรณังคัจฉามิทุติยามปิสังฆังสรณังคัจฉามิ
For the second time, I seek refuge in the Sangha.
ตติยามปิพุทธังสรณังคัจฉามิตติยามปิ
Requesting the five
ศีลานิยาจามะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะพุทธังสรณังคัจฉามิพุทธังสรณังคัจฉามิ
I seek refuge in the Lord Buddha.
ธัมมังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ธัมมังสารนังคัจฉามิ
I seek refuge in the Dharma.
สังฆังสรณังคัจฉามิ
สังฆังสารนังคัจฉามิ
I seek refuge in the Sangha.
ทุติยามปิพุทธังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ทุติยมปิพุทธังสารนังคัจฉามิ
For the second time, I seek refuge in the Lord Buddha.
ทุติยามปิธัมมังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ทุติยมปิธัมมังสารนังคัจฉามิ
For the second time, I seek refuge in the Dharma.
ทุติยามปิสังฆังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ทุติยมปิสังฆังสารนังคัจฉามิ
For the second time, I seek refuge in the Sangha.
ตติยามปิพุทธังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ตติยมปิพุทธังสารนังคัจฉามิ
For the third time, I seek refuge in the Lord Buddha.
ตติยามปิธัมมังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ตติยมปิธัมมังสารนังคัจฉามิ
For the third time, I seek refuge in the Dharma.
ตติยามปิสังฆังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ตติยมปิสังฆังสารนังคัจฉามิ
For the third time, I seek refuge in the Sangha.
ติสรณะขมานังนิธิตัง
This is the end of the threefold refuge.
อามะพันเต
Yes, sir.
ปานาติปาตาเวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
ปานาติปาตาเวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
I vow to undertake the training of refraining from killing living beings.
ทินนาทานาเวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
อะทินนาทานาเวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
I vow to undertake the training of refraining from taking that which is not given.
กาเมสุมิจฉาจาราเวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
กาเมสุมิชฌาจาราเวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
I vow to undertake the training of refraining from sexual misconduct.
มุสาวาทาเวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
มุสาวาทาเวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
I vow to undertake the training of refraining from telling lies.
สุราเมรยมัชฌะปมาทัฏฐานาเวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
สุราเมรยมัชฌะปมาทัฏฐานาเวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
I vow to undertake the training of refraining from consuming alcohol or substances that lead to recklessness.
อิมานิปัญจสิกขาปะทานิ
These 5 precepts,
สีเลนะสุขติงยันติ
their practice brings happiness.
สีเลนะโภคะสัมปทา
Their practice brings wealth.
สีเลนะนิพพุติงยันติ
Their practice leads to nirvana.
ตัสมาสีลังวิโสทะเย
Therefore, it is beneficial for anyone to fully observe the precepts.
เอ
สาธุ
Well said. Requesting the 8 precepts.
ปานาติปาตา เวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
ปานาติปาตา เวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
I vow to undertake the training of refraining from killing living beings.
อทินนาทานา เวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
อทินนาทานา เวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
I vow to undertake the training of refraining from taking that which is not given.
อพรหมจริยา เวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
อพรหมจริยา เวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
I vow to undertake the training of completely refraining from all sexual conduct.
มุสาวาทา เวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
มุสาวาทา เวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
I vow to undertake the training of refraining from telling lies.
สุราเมรยมัชฌะปมาทัฏฐานา เวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
สุราเมรยมัชฌะปมาทัฏฐานา เวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
I vow to undertake the training of refraining from consuming alcohol or substances that lead to recklessness.
วิกาลโภชนา เวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
วิกาลโภชนา เวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
I vow to undertake the training of refraining from eating a meal at the inappropriate time after midday.
นัจจะคีตะ วาทิตะ วิสูกทัสสนา มาลาขันธะ วิเลปนะ ธารณะ มันดนะ วิภูสนัฏฐานา เวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
นัจจะคีตะ วาทิตะ วิสูกทัสสนามาลาคันทะ วิเลปนะธารณะ มันทนะ วิภูสนัฏฐานา เวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
I vow to undertake the training of refraining from dancing, singing, or playing romantic music, or attending entertainment, wearing perfume, cosmetics, or flower garlands.
อุจจาสยนะ มหาสยนา เวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
อุจจาสยนะ มหาสยนา เวระมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
I vow to undertake the training of refraining from sleeping on a high or large, luxurious bed.
อิมานิอัฏฐสิกขาปะทานิ
These 8 precepts,
สีเลนะสุขติงยันติ
their practice brings happiness.
สีเลนะโภคสัมปทา
Their practice brings wealth.
สีเลนะนิพุติงยันติ
Their practice leads to nirvana.
ตัสมาสีลังวิโสทะเย
Therefore, it is beneficial for anyone to fully observe the precepts.
สาธุ
Well said. Ovadapatimokkha.
หันธรรมยังโอวาทปาติโมกขคาทาโยปนามะเสสัพพปาปัสสะอาการนัง
Never doing any evil.
กุศลสุปสัมปทา
In virtue always fulfill.
สัจจิตาปริโยทปานัง
Possessing
purifying one's own mind.
เอตังพุทธานาสาสนัง
These are the teachings of all Buddhas.
ขันติปรมังตาโปติติฆา
Patience is the supreme tolerance of the highest austerity.
นิพพานังปรมังวทันติพุทธา
All awakened ones say, Nibbana is supreme.
นาหิปปาชิโตปรูปคาติ
Those who cause others harm are not yet calm.
สัมมโนโหติปรังวิเททายันโต
Those who oppress others are not yet peaceful.
อนุปาวาโทอนุปาคาโต
Not reviling, not injuring.
ปาติโมกขจะสังวโร
Restraint in line with the monastic rules.
มาตัญยุตาจะพัตตสมิง
Moderation in food.
ปันตัญจะสยนาสนัง
Dwelling in seclusion.
อาทิจิเตจะอาโยโค
Devotion to heightened mind.
เอตังพุทธานาสาสนัง
These are the teachings of all the Buddhas.
Right. Now we come to the conclusion part. Let us finding ourselves in a peace for a few moments before the end of our session. So allow me to invite everyone finding yourself sitting in a most relaxed and comfortable position. And then gently close your eyes, feeling as if you are about to take a rest or falling asleep. Relax your body, starting from the top of your head down to forehead, eyebrows, and eyelids. No need to use your eyes, making your face become soft. Continue down to the neck, shoulder, back, body, arms and forearms, all the way to the tips of your fingers. Continue to relax further from your abdomen down to your legs and knees, all the way to your feet. Making sure that yourself is properly adjusted. And when you are done, continue to adjust the mind. You would find yourself being comfortable, feeling like yourself is transparent or blended in with the atmosphere in your meditation room. Spending these few moments of the time, adjust your body. To adjust the mind, let us begin by imagine of yourself sitting somewhere alone in that place. where you like to be, a place of your own that make you feel calm, peaceful, and comfortable, like on top of a mountain and connected with nature, in a vast open space, feeling free and calm. And when you are done, let's take a deep breath. Slowly breathe it out. Empty the mind and clear all your thoughts. Allow the mind to continue resting inside. So maintain the mind within by lightly imagine the sun, a Buddha, or the crystal ball inside, where you rest the mind at your most comfortable point inside. And from there, use your feeling. Feel the mind within by stay relaxed and recite the mantra in the mind to help you calm down, free the mind from the thought. Let the mind stay while recite the mantra within. Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang. Continue until there are no more thoughts. Let's take a few moments of the time in silence, finding inner peace together at this time. Okay. And still, as the mind gradually come to stand still inside, maintain it within. So tonight, after the meditation, you can stay mindful and be with inner peace. Sappa Putthanupavena, Sappa Dhammānupavena, Sappa Saṅghānupavena, Sattha Soti, Bhavantu Te. Let us pay homage to the Triple Gem to end our session. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhaṃ Bhagavantaṃ Abhivādemi Sawakkato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namassāmi Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Saṅgho Saṅghang Namāmi.
May I invite all the lay participants and students to respectfully offer our gratitude to the teaching monk. Bow, bow, bow. And I'd like to express my gratitude to Venerable Pisit Jittasutdho for guiding us through this essential chanting today. The 5 precepts provide a solid framework for cultivating compassion, honesty, and responsibility, the qualities that lead to the inner peace and harmonious society. And the 8 precepts, when taken during retreats or observance days, help us withdraw from worldly distractions and prepare the mind for deeper peace and wisdom. And as we learn today, the Ovadapatimokkha contains 3 key principles: not doing any evil, cultivating the good, and purifying one's mind. This verse sums up the unique threefold Buddhist training, the Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, which is sometimes referred to as the essence of Buddhism in a single verse. And I truly encourage you to apply any or all of these essential Buddha's practices to your daily life and see how they affect your spiritual growth and overall well-being. As a gentle reminder, tomorrow evening at 6:30 p.m. Thailand time, we invite you to join us with evening chanting and meditation. At around 7 p.m., our program will welcome Venerable Chayasit Ariyavangso, who will guide us through the next essential chant, the requesting parita and Chaya parita, which literally means victory and protection. And with his unique background in computer science and over 30 years sharing Dhamma in English and Thai to monks and lay people across 6 continents, he's a great fit to deliver a deeper meaning to these verses. And may the dedication and kindness of practicing precepts protect you and your family. May the merits of today's learning and practicing Dhamma bring peace to all beings. May you be blessed with well-being, wisdom, and the light of Dhammakaya shining within. Thank you for joining our program. May your mind be peaceful in the ocean of merit. See you tomorrow and good night.